Today is the 20th of September 2023, and I'd like to introduce you to more formulas to add to your flashcard. Okay, we've been looking at circumference of full circles, area of the circle, the sector, to find the arc length, okay, and to find the area of a sector, which is part of a circle. So I want to introduce you to some of the formulas you might need. At this level, you wouldn't have to deduce them. Okay, you just have to use them. But hopefully, if you decide to do A-level maths or take maths to uni, maybe first or second year, you'll be asked to deduce these formulas. Okay. Before we start the lesson today, I would like to thank everyone who has been supporting our platform. Okay, please, if this platform is helping you, okay, share it with your friends. Okay, subscribe, share, like, and follow us. Okay, depending on which platform you are following from, it won't cost you anything. But if it is not your account, sorry, please ask for permission before you do that. Okay, if you are not in the legal age limit, or you do not have an account and you are using somebody else's account, like your parents, your guardian, please ask for permission. Okay, please follow my note/script. I normally write it in the comment section, and it's important because math has a lot of numbers, figures. So for instance, if I'm talking about circumference, this is 2 pi r. Okay, if I'm talking about area, it will be pi r squared. But assuming you hear maybe 2 pi r squared here, there is no 2. So in that instance, follow my notes. If there is something wrong with the notes, I'll come and tell you in this following video, and I'll put it in the comment section. But if I haven't written it, please don't assume. Please follow the notes. Okay. Beware of scammers. Please be careful when you are online. Okay, it's a big world. People use a lot of means to take money off people of late. So just beware of them. Okay, don't allow people to go into your inbox asking you for money and sending you foreign accounts. We do not do that here. Okay, thank you very much. Now, in our last lesson, we look at this is our recap. We even before that, we found the circumference of a full circle. Okay, and we know that, okay, higher primary, if you're in top set, you know is 2 pi r. Pi is a constant, r is the radius of a circle. Okay, and then I assume you know what a circle looks like at this level. Okay, now the circumference of a part of a circle, for instance, you have a full pizza and you cut part of it, that is a sector. Okay, if you slice it into 4 equal parts, one of the parts will be a sector. So if you want the distance of the circumference. Circumference is going all the way around, okay, the whole pizza. But if you just want to go just a little distance or a bit of the distance, that will be your formula. Okay, so the angle, so if it's for instance 90 degrees divided by 360 times 2 pi r, and we did a lot of examples on this yesterday and the day before. Okay, so theta is the angle of the circle, pi is your constant, 3.142 or 22/7, and r is your radius. Okay, the radius in a circle is the same. Okay, now area of a full circle, okay, is pi r squared. So area of part of the circle or sector, here again, assuming this is a full circle, so that will be your area, pi r squared. But assuming you cut part of the circle, okay, like a cookie, okay, you cut part of the cookie, the area you want, okay, that bit, okay, will be the angle, which is your theta, divided by 360 times pi r squared, where r is your radius from the center to the end. Okay, so here we have an example here. If area of AOB, so this part, okay, is 142, this is not to scale, is 91 centimeters. So yesterday we did, we had the angle and we had the radius. Now today we are looking at an example. They've given us this area, okay, they've given us this area, so the angle, so we need to find the radius. What is the length from here to here? Okay, so we need to find the radius of the sector. So we need the area formula, okay, not the arc length formula, okay, because we know what the area is. So the area is 91, the angle is 142 divided by 360. Pi is a constant, we don't know r, so we need to find r squared and then find r. Okay, now if we move all this to that side, we have 91, this is dividing, so if it comes here it will multiply, so 91 times 360 all divided by 142, okay, because here it is on top, so if it comes to that it will go to the denominator, it's the numerator here, so when it comes to this side it becomes the denominator. Okay, so 142, this is also on the numerator, pi, okay, equals r squared. So straight away we've moved everything here to that side, and all we have is r squared, but we need r. So here straight away we'll use a calculator. So 91 times 360, we have 32760. 142 times pi, we repeat it. So again, 32760 divided by 142, okay, or we find 142 pi. Okay, if you do that, you have 446.2. That's one decimal place. Then now, on your calculator again, 32760 divided by 446.2. So if you do that properly on the calculator, okay, you have 73.4, which will be equal to r squared. So r squared will be equal to plus or minus the square root of 73.4. I've explained this before, plus or minus, because minus 4 will give you 16, and 4 times 4 will give you 16. Remember, I work on integers. So the square root of 73.4 on the calculator will give you 8.6. It's approximately 8.6 centimeters. It's radius, so centimeters, one decimal place. Okay, now here the answer will be plus and minus, because minus 8.6 times minus 8.6 will give us this number, and positive 8.6 plus times positive 8.6 will give us this number here. But because radius is a length, we can't choose the negative part. So we ignore the negative part, and our answer becomes 8.6 centimeters to one decimal place. So the radius is 8.6 centimeters. Okay, because we need a length, we can't have a negative length. Okay, if they say to the nearest whole number, that will be 8.9 centimeters. Okay, but here we've approximated it to one decimal place. Okay, so our answer now will be 8.6 centimeters. Okay, let me write that, 8.6 centimeters, one decimal place. It's not minus. Don't choose the minus part. Okay, now our starter, which we've done something similar in one of the videos. Okay, r squared equals square root of 14. So r will be plus 4 or minus 4, because if we square minus 4, we are going to get 16, and if we square positive 4, we'll get 16. Okay, go and think about this. We've done this. Okay, because if you are solving a question like this, you might have to you can't give your answer, a length answer, as a negative. So if it's a radius, then we are going to choose 4 centimeters. Now r squared is root of 81 centimeters. Okay, so r will become plus 9 or minus 9, because if you square both cases, as we saw in our integer, a negative working with negative integers, you will come out with a positive 81. But because it's radius and it's length, our answer will be 9 centimeters. Okay, r squared here is root of 25 centimeters. Okay, so r will be either plus 5 or minus 5. Again, radius and length, so we choose the positive part, which is 5 centimeters. Our last example for today for the starter part. R squared will be root of 49 centimeters. So R equals plus 7 or minus 7. Okay. Again, it's a length. You can have minus 7 centimeters. Okay. You can have minus 7 pounds. But if you are talking about length, it can only be positive. Okay, so R will be equal to 7 centimeters. Okay, so I brought this starter because of the example we just did. Because even though you are going to have two answers, you need to choose the positive part, and it's to 1 decimal place. So here again, if they ask you to give your answer as a whole number, you do that. If they say 1 decimal place, you do that. If they say leave your answer in pi, you do that. However, they are asking you, and we've talked about this a lot, so by now you should be familiar with it. Today I'm going to introduce you to more formula. Now, all these formulas we are seeing, some might be in front of your question paper in the exam. Some might not be some might not be. Okay. At this level, your Gcse, you will not be asked to prove whether foundation or higher. But maybe if you are doing A level, or maybe you're in first or second year university, you might be taught, or you might have to learn how to deduce these formulas. Okay, which will not be difficult to do if you are learning on that level. But at the moment, I just need to show you. And then under exam condition, even though the answer is in front of the booklet, you might have to go through everything to see which one you need. So if you put it on your flashcard and you use it to solve a lot of questions, then when the exam comes, the formula is on top of your head. So you can just quickly go and verify if it is R squared or L or R. But if you are now going to go through each formula, then it means you haven't been doing a lot of examples. Okay, so just try, write it on your flashcard. Even whether you wake up in the morning or your free time and you just want to use 5 minutes to look at some of these formulas, it will go a long way to help you. I can assure you of that. Now, let's look at the sphere. So here is a sphere, okay? It's a rough diagram, okay? So if we want to, each point chosen on the sphere, okay, is equal distance from the center. Okay, so assuming you have the center, should that look like an orange or watermelon? I think, yeah. So each point chosen on the sphere is this equal distance from the center. So in the middle, okay, each point from the top is equal. Okay, so your radius will be equal. So if you want to find the volume, assuming you bring everything out and you pour water in it, okay, that is your volume. Okay, the volume of a sphere here is 4/3 pi r cube. Okay, we are dealing with a volume. So if your radius is in centimeters, your unit will be centimeters cube. So add this to your flashcard. Now the surface area, so the outer area, okay, you don't need to prove this, you just need to know. Okay, so the surface area of your sphere, this is a simple diagram. Okay, the surface area will be 4 pi r. Okay, so because it's area, if your radius is in centimeters, your answer of the surface area will be centimeters squared. So add this also to your flashcard. Now let's look at the cone. If you buy chips, they'll say a cone of chips. So they'll wrap the paper like a cone. Okay. Now from the center, if it's an open cone, from the top part center all the way to the down, that is your actual height. Okay, the side is your L, your slanted height. Okay, now the volume of the cone, okay, is 1/3 pi r squared h, where h is from the top to the center. Okay, surface area of the cone, okay, of a cone, if it's closed, if it's level, if it has a paper on it. Okay, like Christmas we have these cone hats. Okay, but if it is covered, then you want the surface area all round in the covered part. So that bit will become pi r squared, okay, plus pi rl, where r is your slanted part and h is the straight part from the top to the center. Okay, look at the diagram again. So if you have this hat on your head, okay, and it's you want the surface area covered, okay, but if the surface area is not covered, then you don't, it's an empty top like a hat, then you don't need this bit here. Okay, you don't need that. You don't need that because you wouldn't need to find, the radius will be from here to here. So you need this slanted height. You wouldn't need that. So in that case, you only need this part of the formula. Okay. Along the line, we'll see examples like that. But at the moment, I need you. So if it's closed, you need this formula. Okay. If it's not closed, okay, if it's closed like those ice cream, okay, or those sweet, you need this formula. If it's open, then you need this formula. L here is your slanted height. H is your height from the top to the center of the cone. And then R is from somewhere here to the end of the cone. Okay. Now a pyramid, okay, a square pyramid, okay. So the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 the area of the base times the height. So assuming this is a square pyramid and you are able to put it flat on the surface of the table or the earth, okay, it's square, so it has 14 centimeters each side. From the top to the center, is your height. Okay, now let's look at an example using this. Okay, so a pyramid has a square base of equal side 14 centimeters, which I've just shown you. The height and a height of 11 centimeters. So the height from the top to the center here is 11 centimeters. Find its volume. So we need this formula here. First of all, I will find the base area, which is that is the area of the square, which will be 14 times 14, and that will be 196 centimeters. So I've found A for the formula. Okay, but I'm supposed to find the volume. I've been given H, and my formula is 1/3 AH. Okay, so the volume of the pyramid that in this question will be 1/3. H is 196 centimeters, and my height, okay, here is 718.7 centimeters to 1 this. My height is 11 centimeters. So when I do this correctly on the calculator, 196 times 11, okay, and divide by 3, I'm going to get 718.7 centimeter cube. Remember, it's volume, okay, so it will be centimeter cube. This is to 1 decimal place. If the question says the nearest whole number, then it will be 719 centimeters cube. Okay. Now, another example we'll quickly look at before we leave. So we've looked at a sector. Okay. We've looked at a cone. Okay, and then we've looked at a sphere. Now this is a cone, okay, and this is a semi-sphere on top. Now from the top of the cone to the center is our height. That will be our slanted height. The radius is on both sides, which will also affect the sphere, okay, because they have equal radius. Okay, now we've been given a radius of 7 centimeters there, a height of 15 centimeters. So find the volume of the diagram. Now there is no formula that we can deduce for this, so we'll find the cone part. Okay, we'll find the volume of the cone part and the volume of the sphere, and then we'll add them together. Now the cone, we need to find the volume. Whether it's covered or not, it will still be the same. It's the surface area when it's covered that we have to change our answer. Okay, so it's like a bucket. Whether it's covered or not, the volume of the water that will go into it is the same. So let's look at the cone part. So from the formula I've just given you, the cone part volume is 1/3 pi r squared h. Now 1/3 pi, r here is 7, so squared, times height of 15 centimeters. If you multiply pi times 7 squared times 15 and divide by 3, you are going to get 245 pi centimeter cube. Remember, volume. Okay. Now, if they say leave your answer in pi, this is okay. If not, you multiply by 3.142, or you use the symbol of pi, and you get 769.8 centimeters. That is to 1 decimal place. Now, so we found the cone part. We need to find the sphere part. Okay. So the sphere also, a full sphere, I've given you a full sphere, that is there for formula. Okay. For the volume. Now, this is half of a sphere. So whatever we get, we need to divide by 2 here. So I'm going to find the volume of the sphere, assuming it's a full sphere, and divide my answer by 2. Okay. So now this is the formula of a full sphere. 4/3 times pi, okay, r cube. Whatever I get, I divide by 2. Then I add it to the volume of the cone. Okay. I hope I've not lost you. So now, that is my formula here. So 4/3 pi r cube. My r is 7 from the same question. It hasn't changed. So on the calculator, 4 times 7 cube pi will give me 1372 pi, all divided by 3. Okay. Now, if I do this on the calculator and multiply by pi, or 3.172 or 3.142, okay, I'm going to get 4310.8 divided by 3. That is to 1 decimal place. If I do this correctly on the calculator, I'll get 1436.9. Then I divide my answer by 2. I'll get 718.5 centimeter cube. I'm dividing my answer by 2 because here I don't have a full sphere. It's a semi-sphere. It's half of a sphere. So I'm finding this cone part, which we've already done. And then I'm finding the volume, okay, of this part. So it's like an ice cream with a big top. So now the total volume now, so I've divided by 2 and I got that. So the total volume of the cone plus the semi-sphere, okay, is 769.8 centimeters, which we've already done here to 1 decimal place, plus 718.5 also to 1 decimal place. If you add them together, you get 1488.3 centimeter cube, 1 decimal place. If we want the answer to the nearest whole number, it will give us 1488 centimeter cube. That is the nearest whole number. Always, these questions, remember your units, okay? So yeah, this is what I have to show you today. Go and watch the video and put all those formulas on your flashcard. Anytime you see a question, you look for which one to use, whether it's the surface area or the volume, whether it's a pyramid or a cone. Okay, the only encouragement I'll give you at this time is the more you do it, the more familiar it becomes to you. Okay, it's like your second nature. Okay, thank you very much for watching my video today. Okay, I appreciate it a lot. Okay, and I'll see you in the next.